So they'll be calling you a radical. We finally got one of those beautiful, incredible fall days. They used to make, Utah is so spectacular. Nothing grander than late October in Utah. Well, it used to be. Before it turned into Arizona. My twin sister says, yeah, we're going to retire and move to Arizona. I'm like, why Arizona moved here? So I want to talk SMRs today. Get your big soup can out, which is a little soup can. What's an SMR? Now, this is important. Like calling in an airstrike, this is what we put up with all day, every day. Utah used to be just without the noise. Remember when the activists used to fight? We used to have noise pollution ordinances all over the city. Now those fuckheads all day. Some guy said the sound of freedom. That's a sound of looting. We're gonna have an early winter. Ask these trees. Do those trees look like to you they're gonna have an early winter? It's late October. They think it's July. 72 today. I mean, I told the guy yesterday, fuck, we got old Pacific Beach, California weather and the same noise. Jet engine noise all over. So, I can check the tide pools down here. So let's talk SMRs. There's a really brilliant piece written by a German newspaper today, which is one of the truly last great newspapers in the world. I've made the front page of that paper twice. I remember a guy right here at the university says, come here. He didn't even know me. He's looking at me. Come here. Is that you? I said, yeah. What the? You're on the front page, man. But YouTube won't count those views. YouTube sent me an email, calls those abstract views way back. Facebook views, they don't count. They don't count. So, yeah, well, anything they could do to kettle Kevin Blanch's the greatest PhD in history, most likely. Let's talk SMRs. What's an SMR? SMR is a small modular reactor. They're basically one of the great shams. So this piece is written so beautifully. Now, this is important to the anti-nuclear energy community around the world, especially here in the United States. We feel hopeless, like we're losing. We're not losing. Now, if you watch media, if you looked at print media, you Google, you Facebook, all the imperialists. Why are all the imperialists so fucking all in nuclearism? Because it's control and repression, Gates, Musk, Zuckerberg. They're all in the game. They're all in the nuclear. Bezos, well, that's where he came from. Look up his grandpa. All roads lead to Los Alamos, Ogden, Utah, Floor Construction, General Electric. So, SMRs have always been a sham. The sham's been around for my whole life, more than my whole life. Idaho National Lab, when they peeled the guys off the fucking ceiling, when the SMR, little modular salt reactors, they never work. They've never worked. They never will work. They just blow up. It's free money. Price Anderson. So nobody thought the inception of SMRs harder than Kevin Blanch did, because the inception happened here. This was the conception. This was the sex, I guess. Seek. Talk about anti-porn. Disgusting. So, Nukie from hell. Now let's stay with me. Why would the Utah State Legislature go all in with Nukie? Now, the only person that fought him, I was on my own down there full of cancer, in the Utah State Legislature. Battle. There's videos to prove it. We used to call it wind. They called it amps. Now, I was on the committee that got amps through. What's amps? That was a bill in Utah we got through a long time ago, 20 years ago, for wind and solar, alternative energy. And so that's how they hijack. That's how they play. They just turn it into nuclear energy is green when nuclear energy is dead red. Nuclear energy is the opposite of green. So, I'm fighting. This is the birthplace, is Utah. Now you think about it. Here we are downwinders who paid the fucking price. Up is down, black is white, wrong is right. But we're going to be the ones funding Nukie from Oregon. Jose Reyes. Now who's Jose Reyes? Those ducks are molding. What does that mean? Get those wings ready, waterproofed. Getting ready to fly south to Mexico. The Gulf. The other side also. But Jose Reyes worked at Idaho National Lab, where the first SMR blew to smithereens and had to peel things. So did the head of the NRC. Talk about a little Nukie, never hurt anyone. Talk about a little Nukie, disgusting. Talk about the anti-porn. So, Governor Cox is in bed with Bill Gates, literally, to nuke Wyoming. Governor Cox said he's getting in bed, and he says a little Nukie won't head anyway, with Epstein Islander, Bill Eugenic Gates, who stole the operating system in Utah. He stole it in Utah. The operating system was invented here, Alan Ashton, Bruce Bastion. Stole it, fair and triangle. One juror, we had a trial here. $1 billion trial. One juror held out. Remember then Eric Schmidt rolled in and gutted Novell, who bought WordPerfect, stole all the money, took the money and run? What? They don't illuminate. They radiate. So, they say it perfect in this piece. Germany's done. They go right up to get Fukushima. You can't say the F word around here. So, they're saying this is a masquerade party that France is pulling. Oh boy. France has already come out and said that they're going to be the leader in cutting carbon emissions, and they were going to get rid of it, but they've already come out and says, well, we just made that up. We're still pro-nuclear freaking. We're all Madame Curie. Madame Curie was not French. Pierre? Well, we know what they did to Pierre. Well, he slipped and the cart ran over his head. I mean, it's a country of, well, all the nuclear industry, they're nothing but Madame Curie. You know, I think she'd rather have her arms back than the Nobel Prizes. In her life, she was a radiation denier. So, they say it's cover. It's cover for their imperialism. Their French freaking lootism. Now remember, Arriva's gone bankrupt twice. That doesn't affect us in the United States. What? The Tower to Babel in South Carolina, the Moxfield plant, Arriva, Chicago Bridge and Iron. Remember when I had you short in Chicago Bridge and Iron? Guys made fortunes. I know guys, I said, just buy the puts. What happened to you? That's right when I had open heart surgery. So, what timing? So the SMR gets introduced here in Utah, and this article even talks about New Scale from Hell, Jose Reyes. So Kevin Blanch is the one that dug out. Here's the way it works. Remember when Obama came here and I says, no, this is all masquerade party. He's saying for source. No, it's all to convince the Mormon church to go, and the Mormons, because he met with the Mormon church, the hierarchy, to convince them to go all in nuclear SMR, which I was right. Again, my sources, I'm on it. So, they go all in. So I'd have friends at different Morgan, Kaysville, Brigham City, Murray City. They walked in and they found one person, and they gave them a $300,000 bribe each individual. Says, well, just set up a NGO super PAC. Here's $300,000 to say yes. It'll never happen because a bill called Price-Anderson. Now Jake Garn, who's senator here, fought Price-Anderson for decades. What's Price-Anderson? It's to promote nuclear energy. It's called the Immunity Act. Congress passed it. It's still there. In 2005, when we had our vision on Iraq, Saddam Hussein has weapons of mass destruction, they snuck it through for another 20 years. I've been battling them my whole life. It means that they get all the money up front and you can't sue them. If they steal it, loot it, whatever, there's no liability on them. They all know this. So in this article they read, now, I'm the guy that exposed, so the way it works, you have to have original funding. Then the government grant, so they got $50 million in original funding from Kenwood Financial. Kevin Blanch is the one that freaking dug out that Kenwood Financial was a Ponzi scheme, and the SEC went after him and put him in prison for it. That makes New Scale defunct by inception. Oh no, not in the United States, not the Nuclear Energy Crime Syndicate, which the Department of Energy that's what it was founded for. Jeff Bezos' grandpappy. Look it up. Guys. So, why do we bow to these nuclear energy imperialists? And I want to say this. So I'm down there protesting. I catch them lobbying it's against the law to lobby while they're in session. You can lobby and bribe legally in Utah. It's called gifting. God, is it disgusting? No serenity here. So, I catch them. They got a party while session. I video it. Put it online. Go to the Attorney General, whose name's Reyes. There's a lot of people talking the Reyes connection here in Utah with Jose Reyes, the first one. So I'm at the Bear River Massacre of all things, and Utah shows up. Governor Cox and him. It's online. Governor Cox gets up and speaks. He was lieutenant governor then. And he says, well, the reason Utah showed up here to the Bear River, they used to call it the battle, the massacre for the first time, is this used to be Utah territory. So I waited, it was over. I have it on film. And I went and I says, Spencer, why are you airing your ignorance in public? What are you talking about, Kevin? I says, this was Franklin, Idaho, right here where the massacre happened, was never Utah territory. It was Washington territory. That's not what we were told. Now remember, this is a leader, not where I'm told, led around by his freaking noose on a leash by Bill Gates. A little Nukie never heard anyway, little Cox says. So I asked him, Governor Cox, about these little SMRs in Idaho National Lab, and were funny. He told me he didn't know what they were. So then I walk up, because Sean Reyes is here, our Attorney General. And so I go, Sean, what about these little SRs being funded right here at Idaho National, right around from the Bear River Mountain, right around the corner that we're funding in Utah? I got to tell you, Kevin, I don't know what those are. It's online. What? I don't even know what that you're talking about. I don't know what an SMR is. Okay. So I says, well, there's talk that you're related to Jose Reyes, the CEO. Sean, I'm not related. No relation. Now, he is related to that madman in the Philippines. That's his uncle. He's a Berkeley guy. How he became Attorney General, I don't know. You know, and he's a nice enough guy, but, I mean, he's totally misguided. He's out trying to overturn votes in Nevada. Reyes is. So, he turns around, and he comes back and he says, oh, one last thing. I want to make this very clear that I am not related to him. He sure was worried about that. But he didn't know what an SMR is, but he sure was positive he wasn't related to him. I went after him single-handedly, full of cancer, by myself. I remember being in the bone marrow trance. Vin Pope Peterson is an anti-nuclear. That's the only reason I'm alive. Is they don't take ML de novo OS cancer victims with a marker this high because there's no hope.